Cafe Coffee Day was India's largest coffee chain and it pioneered the country's cafe culture. At its peak in 2019, it operated over 1,700 outlets in India, nearly 3 times more than the next 4 competitors combined. That's how big it was. But in 2019, the company's fortunes took a horrific turn. Its founder VG Siddhartha was found dead in a river 2 days after he went missing. But shortly after Siddhartha passed away, it was revealed that the CCD empire was reeling under a debt of 7,000 crores. And CCD has been in a free fall ever since. So how did VG Siddhartha rise from a coffee farmer to the largest coffee player in Asia? And how is his wife now single-handedly trying to save a sinking empire? Well, this incredible story of VG Siddhartha and CCD can be broken down into 3 parts, starting with the rise. Unlike many self-made millionaires, Siddhartha was born into a wealthy family with deep roots in coffee cultivation, because his family had been growing coffee in Chikmagaluru since 1870. So Siddhartha was quite privileged and wealthy. However, Siddhartha wasn't really interested in his father's coffee business. Instead, he was drawn to the financial markets. So after earning a master's degree in economics from Mangalore University, he took a job at JM Financial in Mumbai when he was 24 years old. But a job didn't suit him because he was an entrepreneur at heart who wanted to build something. So 2 years later, he returned to Bangalore with a dream of starting his own finance and investment firm. And since he had no capital, he asked his father for 7.5 lakh to start the business. So with that money, Siddhartha established Sivan Securities, later renamed to Way to Wealth Securities, and started his own stock trading business. And then he made lakhs of rupees in a way you cannot even imagine doing today. You see, in the 1990s, stock trading wasn't nearly as technologically advanced as it is today. So it was common for the same company's share to have slight differences between markets. For example, at the exact same time, Reliance shares might trade at 250 rupees on the Bombay Stock Exchange but 251 rupees on the National Stock Exchange. So Siddhartha could buy shares worth 5 lakhs on the BSE and then immediately sell them for 5 lakh 2,000 rupees on the NSE, a safe and instant profit of 2,000 rupees. And he could do multiple trades like this every single day. This was called intermarket arbitrage, and Siddhartha claimed he used this strategy to make up to 1 lakh rupees every day. But Siddhartha had a love for real estate right from the beginning. So instead of reinvesting these profits into the stock market, he combined them with bank loans to buy agricultural land. And between 1985 and 1993, he bought 3,000 acres of land. Now, while Siddhartha was happily earning lakhs of rupees and buying up land, something happened in the 1990s that would change his life forever. You see, until 1991, coffee was regulated by the government. So farmers could only sell to the government at fixed prices with no access to exports or open markets. But the 1991 liberalization reforms changed everything, removing restrictions and opening up a free market for coffee traders and abolishing all the regulations. So in 1993, he returned to his father's coffee plantation business. India is the 5th largest coffee producer in the world, with 90% of its coffee produced in 3 states: Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. And since Siddhartha had one of the biggest plantations in Karnataka, he became the largest exporter of coffee in India by 1995. Now, an ordinary businessman would be happy with being the largest commodity trader with crores in profits, right? But Siddhartha was not an ordinary businessman, and he realized that if he could dominate the market so quickly, tomorrow any large international player with more money could easily overthrow him. So he could not be just a coffee bean trader to remain a market leader. He also went to Singapore and noticed the booming cafe culture there, where people worked on computers while enjoying coffee in premium cafes. And so Cafe Coffee Day was born with its first outlet in Bengaluru in 1996. But CCD was unlike anything India had ever seen before, because it combined excellent coffee with a warm, inviting ambience, and it was also one of the only cafes that offered customers a computer with internet access, which was a huge deal in 1996 when only a few thousand Indians used the internet. And after the success of the first CCD, Siddhartha went on an expansion spree. So by 2000, he opened 21 cafes, and by 2004, he had grown to 200 cafes. With its iconic tagline, "A lot can happen over coffee," CCD positioned itself as a go-to brand for young people, a perfect spot for dates, hangouts or meetings. And by 2014, CCD had over 1500 cafes across India. Then in 2015, he even took the company public and raised over 1150 crores through an IPO. Therefore, Siddhartha used these funds to continue his aggressive expansion. And by 2019, CCD was India's largest coffee chain with 8,752 outlets, far ahead of competitors, many of whom had less than 50 cafes. But then that same year, something strange happened. Siddhartha went missing. And this tragedy marked the beginning of CCD's decline and raised a haunting question. Why would the founder of such a vast and successful coffee empire take his own life? And the answer would gradually emerge over the following weeks. You see, although CCD had 1700 plus outlets and a market cap of 8,000 crores, it was drowning in a debt of almost 7,200 crores. He left a note expressing the intense pressure from lenders due to these debts and how he was failing to make the business profitable. So where did things go wrong? Well, to understand that, let's back up a little bit. In 1995, as the largest coffee exporter in India, Siddhartha was flush with money. But in his passion to build a brand, he ignored a fundamental business principle. You should never fund your expansion with debt without solid profits in sight. And the entire CCD empire was a castle of glass built on debt. Recall that he acquired 3,000 acres of land by 1993, but a major part of it was financed through bank loans. And the expansion spree from that first cafe in 1996 to 1,700 cafes by 2019 was majorly financed through debt. Mutual funds, banks, NBFCs, and even friends. Siddhartha was borrowing money left, right, and center right from the 1990s. But that wasn't all, because the CCD cafes were only one part of the 8,000 crores Cafe Day Enterprises empire. You see, after the 1990s, Siddhartha began diversifying into unrelated businesses. But in 2000, he became an investor and started coffee day trading to invest in IT startups, which was also when he became one of the early investors in companies that would become IT giants, Infosys and Mindtree. Then in 2006, he entered the real estate sector through starting Tanglin Developments. But in the same year, he also went into the hospitality business because he invested crores to open 4 luxury stays in India by the name Sarai Resorts and Spa. Then in 2010, he acquired a majority stake in Cycle Logistics, a company providing transportation services to industries like mining, shipping, and ports. In 2009, he even started a furniture company which supplied furniture to his own CCD cafes. And I am only talking about major investments, but he also made several smaller investments like a timber business in Ghana, Africa that eventually had to shut down. So by 2019, the parent company Coffee Day Enterprises had 6 different subsidiaries. But that wasn't all. Siddhartha strongly believed in vertical integration, where you own the entire supply chain to turn suppliers' margins into your profits. So from owning the land to growing coffee beans, building coffee machines, and even supplying furniture to CCD cafes, he wanted to own everything. And on paper, this seemed like an excellent and profitable approach, right? But this would turn out to be a fatal mistake for Siddhartha's coffee empire. You see, he was building an extremely asset-heavy model. Instead of relying on third-party franchises to invest money and open new outlets, he took on debt to expand CCD on his own. So CCD continued expanding and Siddhartha's debt ballooned over the years. By 2015, he had a debt of over 2,700 crores. And by 2017, it was almost 3,000 crores. And by 2017, Siddhartha's business empire was burdened with debt where even a tiny jolt could easily topple it. More damaging jolt came in 2018 when the IL&FS scandal came out. IL&FS was a company which had defaulted on debt and loan repayments of 91,000 crores. That had shaken banks' trust in corporations, and RBI had cracked down on bad loans, making it extremely difficult to get new loans. But this was a major problem for Siddhartha because he was surviving on loans. But by then, it was already too late because he was caught in a debt spiral. The only way for him to survive was to take on more debt, because even in 2019, Coffee Day Enterprises posted a profit of only 128 crores. So in 2018, he borrowed over 3,300 crores to repay a debt of over 2,800 crores. Eventually, it came to a point where Siddhartha needed more money, but banks were not ready to offer anything. So he had to sell his assets. In 2019, he was forced to sell his 20% stake in Mindtree to L&T. And although he received a substantial return because his investment of 340 crores was sold for 3,210 crores, he was devastated because all of it was used to repay the debt. But even that was not enough. By 2019, Siddhartha had pledged 76% of his shares in the company as a guarantee for various loans. And then, after taking loans from banks, mutual funds, investors, and even friends, after selling his most prized investments, and after pledging all his wealth to get loans, Siddhartha ran out of options. On July 29, 2019, he took the extreme step. That caused the stock price to plummet by over 29% in 2 days and 90% within the next 3 months. And at this point, it looked like it was only a matter of time time before the company declared bankruptcy and lenders sold it for pieces. However, that did not turn out to be the case. Necessity is the mother of all creations, and in its darkest hour, one person came forward to save what was left of the company, which was Siddhartha's wife Malvika Hegde. In 2020, Malvika took on the role of CEO and attempted a painful turnaround of the company. She has reduced the company's debt from 70 to 100 crores in 2019 to 1,363 crores as of this year, which is a lot, but still a reduction of over 80%. So what did she do differently that her husband could not? See, Malvika realized that despite the gigantic debt, the company still held a lot of value. Coffee Day Enterprises remained the largest producer of Arabica coffee in Asia and one of the leading exporters. And it still had the largest network of cafes in India. So she realized that she had to adopt a painful but necessary strategy of elimination, shutting down everything that was an unprofitable liability until only profitable segments remained. Therefore, in 2020, she successfully sold the Global Village Tech Park in Bangalore, which Siddhartha built in 2006 via Tanglin Developments for 2,700 crores. And what followed was an elimination spree. She sold Way to Well to Shriram Credit Company for 65 crores. And she also put Cycle Logistics on sale, which could fetch her over 1,500 crores. But she didn't spare the coffee business either, because she realized that the coffee chain was bloated and she started closing unprofitable outlets. So from 1,700 outlets in 2019, CCD has only 450 outlets in 2024. And these drastic measures are showing some positive results. She also improved the operation efficiency because the revenue per store has increased from 1 crores in 2019 to 1.8 crores in 2023. And it is the largest player in the coffee vending machine segment with over 52,000 machines installed in offices and hotels. However, Coffee Day Enterprises still has a debt of over 1,300 crores as of March 2024. So it remains to be seen whether Malvika Hegde can complete one of India's most remarkable corporate turnarounds. If you made it this far, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. If you want to launch your own D2C store, check out the link to my Ecom Masterclass in the description. Follow me on LinkedIn and Instagram. Those links are also in the description below. Until I see you in the next video, goodbye.